to Glow and Grow with Aurora Rose. I am your host, Rose, alongside my co-host, Shay and Marina. And welcoming back our special guest, Mr. Taqouri Lott, who is a business entrepreneur and personal fitness trainer. So welcome back. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for inviting me back.
We had to, because we had such an amazing episode last time and we couldn't cover everything. There was just so much to talk about. So we wanted to bring him back today because it was such a hot topic. So how was everybody's week last week?
Chill.
Yeah.
How about you?
I had a good week. I spent the week in a whole nother state, just working from home because I wanted a different scenery.
Nice.
And it was very relaxing. I might move to Florida. Might be a snowbird.
You'll love it there. I'm a Floridian and I miss the beaches. I will say it has gotten a lot more expensive to live there, so that's why we haven't moved back, but Florida's beautiful.
I'll see you when the weather gets crazy.
Yeah. I mean, come on, come through. It was so beautiful, but I know it's gonna get even hotter, so we'll see.
Yeah.
What
about you?
How about you?
I mean, same as you. I mean, honestly, just chill.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting in my life right now, which is great.
Sometimes it's an amazing thing to happen, okay?
Sometimes it's necessary.
Everyone had a good Valentine's Day though, right?
Yeah, it was chill. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do much.
Yeah.
So the irony, we had such a great chill Valentine's Day, and just a few days later, we're going into relationships and infidelity.
Hopefully there's
not to kill anybody. Hopefully there's none of that. And that everybody had a good Valentine's Day, but the irony of it. So before we get started, our cocktail of the week.
Yes, so it's a run back from last week. It's called Don't Blow Smoke, Stop Blowing Smoke. Today it actually is very refreshing. So it's going to be orange juice, lime juice, a little bit of agave. We have some orange, like bitters aroma just to turn it up a little bit. And then the secret is going to be smoked paprika, which brings that smoky like type of flavor to it. And I actually poured it over some tonic water just to give it a little bit of like a fizz. And what do you guys think? You love it?
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Nice. So hopefully you guys try it out. It's really good. Let's get a cheers.
Yes. Cheers to a good show.
Cheers.
And for all of our viewers, if you need to pause the video to go ahead and make your mocktail, go ahead, pause it, and then come on back.
Yes.
All right, so let's jump into it. So last episode we talked about relationships and infidelity, if we've ever been cheated on and if we've been the cheater. So let's talk more about that. So if you've ever been cheated on or cheated, like how did you, or if you were cheated on, how did you retaliate? Was there any retaliation, or how did things go after that?
Everybody's
I saw Marina's eyes get big. What does that mean, Marina?
So in the last episode, you heard me say, I don't know if I did get cheated on. And I said, don't make me look stupid. But I hope that, people watching this, because we never really defined. So let me kind of go back to that. We never really defined like what cheating looks like. But there were some things that happened when we were younger. Like I was 18, he was 19. He was a young man trying to, explore the world. And we were long distance too. So we were children doing this.
Yeah.
And stuff happened with some random girl that he had, reached out to, wanted to talk to.
Okay.
To this day, he still says that nothing ever happened, like physically. Mm-hmm. But it still hurts, as an 18-year-old girl, you're like, damn, what's wrong with me? Like, why would you go and talk to somebody else and, even entertain that? So.
Yeah. What was your reaction to it?
Being 18, I was just kind of like, okay. Well,
you were that calm?
No.
Girl, I was psycho when I found out. I went psycho. Literally. And this was like waiting to exhale days and my time.
Hey,
So I went psycho.
I think I just broke down because I mean, it was my only relationship. I didn't know what to feel or how to feel. I wasn't even allowed to be in a relationship, but you know, so it was like I couldn't be expressive. I didn't know how to express myself. And I think like right before our actual wedding, so we got married in 2020. Then we had a wedding in 2023 with like
I remember that
400 people that showed up. It was a huge thing.
Yeah.
But I was kind of starting to psych myself out because I was like, do you even love me? I was like, what if you still want to, you know, see what's out there? Like we've only been with each other our entire lives.
Yeah.
That's
So
natural.
what if that happens, you know, like I started to, you know, freak out about it. I'm about to walk in front of 400 people. Like, what are they going to think if something happens? So almost self-sabotaging, right? Out of fear. And I started to like find myself through dancing and pole dancing. And I was like acting like a little thotty on Instagram. So that was my form of retaliation.
That's a good retaliation. Yeah.
I never spoke to anybody, never like stepped out on him, but he was so okay about it too. I was like, dude,
you're supposed to be mad.
be putting my ass on Instagram.
It's that reverse
I know.
What about you, Taqouri?
Oh man, put me on the spot, girl. As far as like how I reacted,
Yeah, because I know you were
what
pretty much like a
reactions
lover
have you
boy at first and
Yeah.
like a hopeless romantic. So when you finally, well, not finally, but when someone had actually broken your heart, like how'd that make you feel and how did you react?
It was horrible. I mean, mind you, when we talked the last episode, it was very young for me, right? Because I really moved pretty quickly as a child.
Yeah.
However, it still hurt the same. You know,
Yeah.
it hurts no different than when you become an adult.
Yeah.
But you just kind of go through the motions, kind of like you said. You know, you're so young to not really understand what these feelings are about, how to direct them.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation to be in. But it also gets worse almost when you become an adult because now you really know what it's about and how much it really took for someone to do that to you or you do it yourself. And it sucks because retaliation does happen. It's going to happen. And it's whether your karma is going to happen tomorrow or the next day or a year from then when you're super happy and then it gets stripped from you. Either way, your time is going to come. So I think just for me realizing, kind of like we talked about the episode, like how I was affecting situations, it kind of helped me get through not doing that anymore as well as getting it received on my end.
Nice.
But it never feels real good to do that.
I think men are more dramatic than women.
we're super
You think so?
Yeah. Are you for real?
Okay.
We're like,
What ways?
how dare you?
Well,
Me? How dare you? Well, that's when the humility comes into play.
Yeah.
You might not really have it like you think you do. And
yeah.
eventually people get sick of your you know what, right? So eventually you're going to move on, man. Like everybody's going to get old and their girlfriend's going to get in their ear and be like, he ain't worth nothing, girl. You can go get whatever you want. Start a pole dancing class. Right? I mean, right. Now you got an army of women against retaliating against the man. And you see someone's like, I don't want nothing to do with that, bro. I'm happy in my house. You know? So, I think retaliation is not healthy though, you know, because honestly, how do you feel trying to put yourself in somewhat of an unnatural situation around your homegirls, your homies, right? And they're like, it just doesn't, you go home and you're like, man, this is just not the right feeling to do.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to rise up in a different situation. It's kind of like motivate yourself to be a better person so it doesn't happen to you, or try to look for red flags, whatever.
Yeah.
But retaliation is not always healthy.
It didn't feel good.
No. Well, speaking of not healthy, you said you went berserk. So
Yeah.
What is that about?
yeah, what did that look like?
yeah, let's talk about that.
I mean, it was like fire was coming out of my body when I found out because the circumstance that it happened under, and I knew, like, I know how to destroy people.
Yeah.
That's Sagittarius.
That's the Sagittarius in me. And I knew in the moment his career was like priority. So I'm like, I'm going to get him where it hurts. I'm going to get him I'm going to get his money. I'm going to get his career. So when I found out who the woman was, I reached out to both of their chain of commands. Yeah. And they ended up getting a restriction order. I don't think they followed it, but at least their chain of commands were aware of what was going on.
Okay.
You got deep, Rose.
Yeah.
You don't play.
I contacted the girl. I emailed her. Yeah.
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 We do that as females. We just want to know, like, not really what happened or the details of what was going on with you guys, but anything that's like directly affects me.
Yeah.
Like, we want to know, like, how long did you know about me? Like, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, she knew about me, and that's what made me so enraged. I threw all his stuff out of the apartment. And it was crazy because at the end, like, I felt really bad about it, and I brought all his stuff back inside. But in the moment, I was like, he's getting out. Like, I'm kicking him out. I threw all his stuff out.
I would help you.
Yeah.
If
I know you would.
See?
I know you would. I know you would.
I would help you do that.
Yeah, I know you would. And there was another instance when I went to the girl's job. And she was out at lunch, and the soldiers were like, "Oh, how can we help you?" I'm like, "I'm here to see so-and-so. I'll sit right here and wait." And I sat there and waited. I think I told you this
You
story.
told me
Yeah.
this, yeah.
I sat there and waited, and she showed up, and she saw my name tape, and she knew it was over.
Yeah.
So I threatened her, and I was like, "Give me your phone." And I took screenshots of everything, and I was like, "Play with me. Play with me. I will destroy both of y'all."
Wow.
So that's how I retaliate.
This is why y'all gotta be honest. Okay, y'all want to be honest people because they're gonna come for y'all, man. That's crazy. You know, but everybody reacts differently, and you know, you have a lot of feelings involved in the situation, obviously. So
Yeah. We had many years. We had history. We had children.
Yeah.
So
deeper.
don't play with me and my family. So.
Right.
See, I'm a Pisces, and I've got the good fish, bad fish. So as much as I wanted to do the same thing as like what you did, I was just like so hurt that I was like, because I found out he was in my shower. It came to my front door, like literally my phone rang, and it was like a evidence of what was going on. And I was like, get out the shower, bro. He was like soaking wet. I was like, you gotta go. And he was like, whoa.
What's going on?
What do you mean? Like, he knew what was going on. Yeah. So I like was taking his keys off, and I was like, whatever you don't get in the house, like, it's mine now, so you better get whatever you want to get now.
So beautiful in how you did that.
I wanted to, but the shower, have you ever seen This Christmas?
Yeah.
You know how she puts the baby oil on the floor? I kept saying, I was like, where's the baby oil? I wanted to do that so bad. But I did it. My good fish took over. I know.
Would have gotten a sore back from falling, but
I know, right? But she took her belt and whooped him on the floor. You remember?
Yeah,
because she like whooped him on the floor, and I was like,
movie or what happened with
the movie. No.
He's like, man, y'all are crazy.
No. But I didn't. I wanted to really bad, but my good heart took over, and I was just like, you know what? Every time I hurt, I'm gonna make you. I could call my friends, I could call my family, right? And I could make them deal with it, but they're not the ones who hurt me. So I told him, like, every time I was going through my healing process, he had to deal with it. So I called him every time I was like sad or wanted to cuss him out, and he was actually good enough to like listen and deal with all of the pain, and I hope it helped him heal through it all too. But I was like, I'm not, like, you got to deal with this healing process. So
I even called his mom. His mom was fussing at him.
Yeah.
I was like, you better get your son. You better get him. And she'd call and she'd be like, JJ, what you do? JJ, what you doing? I called him JJ. She's like, what you doing?
That's
we called mom, honey.
Oh man, you know what mine gets called? It's like,
it's over.
Yeah.
you acting like the daddy.
Yeah.
Have your parents been called for something you've done?
No. No, they just tore me apart. I mean, that's all it was. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had situations like yours, not on a military base or anything like that. But I've definitely had people, you know, pull up to the spot. I've had people, hey, call her.
Wow.
Call her.
Yeah.
Man, situations. You know, I think I told y'all, like, one of the episodes, you know, I used to be a different kind of person than I am today, and went to multiple holidays, you know, with, you know, two different women. So, like, went to one holiday, brought one to mine, went to the others, like, literally the next day or the day after. It was Christmas. So, but when I was leaving, the other one was pulling up the first time. So she was like,
You had it timed just right.
I was like, nah.
No, he had time.
Yeah, you
It
had
was
it
crazy
timed.
timing. Crazy timing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you talk about, like, poor decisions.
How do you find the energy? But how do you find the energy? Isn't it stressful to, like,
Super
juggle?
stressful. But, you know, it becomes unstressful because it's a routine.
Yeah.
And it becomes something that you're just so accustomed to, you know, and you control so much of it. It's whenever you want to get back. And then getting that whole marination of when is he going to text back? When's he going to call? Because I'm not just focused on you. I'm focused on many other things, including myself. So it's so healthy and refreshing to be in a position now where all your focus is on one person. Now, can they handle that? I don't know. But we're getting through that, right? We're getting through it. But I think all the attention, like, no matter what it is, whether it's physical, communicative, just task at hand that we want to accomplish as a group.
Yeah.
Our goals, everything is one. It's a we, not an I thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing not to worry about, hey, baby, she's got the code in my phone. She's got anything she needs for access.
That's nice.
I repeated it on
That's beautiful.
840403. Just like, so go on and get my phone, girl, please. I want to beg for it. And I'm like, look.
You feel good
I
doing
feel
that,
good.
though.
Yeah, I feel so good because you don't got to worry about nothing. You know, it's like pure. It's real.
Nice.
That's funny you said that because I ended up eventually getting access, like, all his codes to his phone and all of that too.
Man. So did you have women's intuition? Like, mine came to me. Like, I wasn't looking for it. So.
Women's intuition. I don't know if it was a spirit or something that placed it in front of me because I didn't have to look for it. It, like, fell in my lap every time that I would find out.
Isn't that crazy?
It's literally crazy.
Yeah. There was one particular instance where he was at work. My mom was actually visiting in town that week, and I was in our closet, and there was a card laying on the floor. And it was a card.
Your parents were there?
My mom was, she was coming to visit, and I'm like, what's this card? This doesn't look familiar. I know every card that I give my husband. So, so I open it up, and I'm like, this ain't my handwriting. Let me read. Okay. Okay. So my face is getting hot at this point because it's saying things where I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So I call him and I'm like, you better come get your right now.
Man,
Yeah.
I know he was like,
Yeah. And things was like domino effect from that moment. I was just finding out things and
That's what happens.
but it just fell in my lap. I didn't even have to look for it. It just fell in my lap.
just fell in your lap. What about you? Do you feel like the time that it happened to you, were you expecting it to happen?
How did you
No.
react?
Like they were tripping.
They always do.
I used to not care what you saw. I don't care what you saw, what you heard. It
could be their whole face in there, and then be like, I got a twin.
Yeah, 100%. The crazy part is, I got out of it. Like, that was the wildest part of it. Like, I was like, there's no way in the world that I'm about to get out of the situation. Got out of it, and I think just all those situations, because at the end of the day, I knew the saddest part of it, you have backups to backups to backups. So it's like, I can take an L. You know, I can take this L.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah, he said that last episode. It was like a game.
it was, but it also was something that, you know, it was shocking to see them stay. You know, I had a lot of women just say I was just in it because of so and so and so and so reason, and I was like, wow, so you knew this whole time? I would never be able to hold on to information.
Yeah.
So retaliation, you know, like intuition.
Yeah.
Y'all have intuition that is unheard of. It's like women have like a CIA bug that y'all just have like a thing that goes off in your mind, and it's just like, let me just see about this real quick.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's happened to me before. It really has, and like you said, it just fell in their lap.
Yeah.
That's how it happened. And those situations will change you immediately because eventually you realize you could never be that good to get away with something because you got to go out in public. You got to go somewhere. You got to do something. And it takes somebody to see you to know somebody because it's a small world.
Yeah, y'all
and they're
are
going to let
very,
you know.
y'all
Now
are very
that you say that, I guess I said I wasn't looking for him to be cheating on me, which I wasn't. But I had a get together for my birthday and we were having a blast. My family, he was there. And then I just sat down in the corner. And my mom walked over to me like, you good? And I was like, something's not right. Like, it's something to do with him. And I don't know what it is, but I feel some type of way. And she was like, okay, let's go get him.
Wow.
And he was talking to a girl at the time, but the devil, I like to say, you know how people be like, God help me.
Yeah.
I say the devil helps you too sometimes. Like, I think the devil helped him because when my mom snatched him up and she seen the girl, we all knew the girl. So it was like, oh, okay. But come to find out, she actually was there in the same vicinity. We just didn't know. So
On your birthday?
On my birthday.
Oh my
Yeah. So I think when she got there and she realized I had so many people there, she was like, oh, let me hurry up and run out. But I guess you're right. Like sometimes it's just like, let me sit back because I got this like tingly feeling that's like off and we don't know then.
Yeah.
But then it falls in your lap and you're like, that's why I felt like that. Or that's, you start
It's
piecing
all
stuff
adding up.
together. Yeah.
And it's something that you've said before, Taqouri, that like really resonated with me when you said that a woman's intuition will never, or a man's ego will never trump a woman's intuition. And that really resonated with me.
Yeah, you think you're smooth, and then y'all just have this thing that you guys do, and it's just a matter of time. It really is. You can't erase all your tracks at all, and sometimes it's another person that's going to sell you out because of what you're doing, and they might not be able to do it, or to just like trying to hate on you, or they're trying to help somebody in it, whether it's you or not. You know, I've had some close friends be like, man, you're tripping, you got to stop doing this, bro. And I'm just like, you know what? It's just what I like to do. It's just what I want to do because I don't trust nobody. So I was justifying all these reasons, and it came back to bite me, you know? So I think what I have now is so pure. And of course, I was just telling, you know, my fiance last night, I said, listen, relationships are hard, huh? Like, for real. Relationships are tough, man.
I can see her face too, like, yeah.
She's like, yeah. I didn't say it like that, my bad, baby. She hates when I do that. She's like, I don't talk like a valley girl. You don't. But, you know, the whole thing is, it's about, you are so opposite. And she has her history, I got mine. Y'all got your history, your man has their history, right?
Yeah.
And it's about figuring out and being open about it. Some things I really don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But I got to know because it just puts me on a level of where you were or where you're at and where you want to go from here. And, you know, like I said, I got the best thing in the world, man. I couldn't exchange this for nothing. And I'm blessed every day. I really am. I'm super blessed. I work hard for her. I mean, I want to make her happy. You know, she's cool, I'm cool. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a beautiful family. You know, I got kids around the same age as she has. And, you know, I'm looking forward to see what that comes about.
That's nice. That's
Wow.
nice. Beautiful.
What do y'all think about girl code and bro code? So I asked this question because
Like covering for them? Or-
no. So like cheating with the friend's girlfriend.
Oh.
Have
Like
you
if you
ever
dated somebody, I'm not supposed to ever think about dating them, even if you guys break up. Like girl code.
I think that's situational. I mean, it doesn't apply to me.
What's the situation?
We want to know. Not Marina.
Not specific to me because y'all know my
I know.
story.
Everyone take a sip, bro. Go ahead.
A long one of that.
I mean, like, you know, like how long were you dating this guy and
Yeah.
or this girl?
Okay.
And like, was it just a one night thing or was it like a serious relationship? It doesn't apply to me because I've been with the same dude for like 10,000 years. But, you know, I guess if I were to watch my friends do it, like, and then also I feel like you should. I feel like if you're really close to this person, you should talk to them about it first.
You should. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's been like a serious relationship, it's off limits for sure. But yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
For me, I think the world's just not that small to where you end up being with someone that your friend was with, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I even come from a very, very small city, and I just think that loyalty just means so much to me.
It really does.
I don't care if you winked at him. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
We're
not friends anymore.
Well, I don't like. No, I'm saying I don't care if you winked at a guy. I would look at him like, like all of a sudden he's not cute to me anymore. Just because I don't want to. You could in the back of your mind be like, I wish we could have, or you could have feelings that I don't know that you have for that person, even though it didn't like go anywhere. So I don't want to spark that up by like creating something with him. I don't know. I'd just rather be loyal.
I think you're right. So, like, personally for me, I wouldn't get jiggy with that. Like, that's not my thing. Like, not my cup of tea. I think that's so cute.
The terminology is on point.
I think there's just so many types of people in the world with so many different types of dynamics that it's like some people are okay with that stuff and some people aren't. So I don't judge people off, based off of that. But yeah, personally, if you was looking at my man and we were friends, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, because then it just makes you feel like, were you looking at him while I was with him? Or were you like, were y'all messing around and I didn't know? I don't know. It just brings up too many questions.
Yeah, no.
Have you had any situations like that?
Well, the interest is there, going off what y'all are saying. Like, the interest is there, right? And if you look at my woman longer than you should, and you're thinking about all these different things, it's a wrap. Like, I'm so protective of my relationship, that I really just, I can see it because I'm a man. I get it. You guys are women, you can understand women, right? And you understand men too. I'm just saying, like, you can see it a mile away. I can sense it, And have I done the worst? Yes, I have, man. I'm not
You
out here
have?
trying to lie to y'all. That's what the
So you've dated your friends?
I'm not dated, but I've done other things.
Okay.
Now, mind you, they were no longer together.
Okay.
But either way, it's a trip because I had been around them plenty of times, and they were always present. It's happened like twice in my entire life, but I'm not happy about it, but I also knew that they were playing these women anyway. I mean, they weren't in a loyal relationship.
No.
Not saying that's
situational.
That's
Yeah,
you're right on that. Then.
But they didn't love these women, and that's no justification of what I did. But I knew what it was because I was hanging out with these dudes. We were going to clubs together. We were doing all sorts of things. So I already knew what was going on. Not proud of it at all, but I think, like you said, it's situational. But at this point in my life, I would never want it to come my way, and I'm not looking at anybody's woman. I could care less. I'm blind. Might as well be Ray Charles out here. Ray Charles. I think it's something that, again, karma will happen, man. You mess with somebody's woman or man, it's going to come your way.
It may. That's very true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, your husband's so this, he's so that." I'm like, "Why are you peeping out how my husband is? Like, why are you?"
Yeah.
So I get little antlers with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, "Y'all take that one." Don't trust her.
So speaking of, are you guys allowed to have like opposite sex friends?
I knew you were going to say that, girl.
Some people are okay with it. Some people are like, absolutely not.
That's a good question.
I think for me, it depends on how friendly she is. Because I love women and I don't think of women as as conniving or, with ulterior motives. But sometimes if you're too friendly with my husband, I'm going to keep an eye on you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yante, he's so lax. He's so chill. He does not care about anything. Sometimes I'm just like, can you get a little bit jealous or something? But yeah, no, he doesn't care. He doesn't mind if I have guy friends or whatever. But I will never ever disrespect him and hang out with a guy friend by myself.
Yeah.
We don't do stuff like that.
There's boundaries.
Yeah.
So with all the infidelity happening, would you be okay with him having a female?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, not happening. See?
There was a time where one of our neighbor friends came by. I wasn't at home, So I came home and they're hanging out in the living room, and I'm like, oh, why is she here? I'm not home, so why is she here? Like,
Yeah.
she's like, so all of my good friends, all of my best friends, they know if I'm not home, there's no reason why they step foot in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
Like,
hang
oh no,
out together.
we'll just come back when she comes back. You know, we'll call her.
One of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same with him. I don't think he likes for me to have like friends that, you know, I go hang out with. Same thing. I don't hang out, you know, one-on-one. It's always like a group setting.
Yeah. Like we have acquaintances, friends that we can chat with, you know, whenever.
Now, acquaintances, you can have as many acquaintances.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're not like going to the movies or getting lunch or anything like that unless
Yeah.
she's there or I'm there. Like
I don't even have
just
to
out of
ask you this
respect.
question.
I
'cause
know,
all men
especially-
say
About to
no.
say.
All men say
But here's
no.
the thing: I used to be okay with it until I realized what it was, and I respect everybody's opinion on this. I think this is a great topic because I personally do not think it's healthy to have an opposite sex friend because I don't know what their situation might be thinking on their end.
Wow.
They might not be looking at me as a friend. And the funny thing about it is, if you have an opposite sex friend and then you go through trials and tribulations with your relationship because you all talk openly about relationships together, guess what's going to happen? The first phone call is going to be to that person.
Yeah.
And you're going to be ready.
Yeah.
You're going to be ready for that. So I try to stay clear of all that stuff, of all situations. You can ask my woman. I tell her straight up, I hate getting hit on. I hate having women talk to me about stuff. I don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
I'm not available to you at all. You know.
Yeah.
And the crazy
I'm glad you set those boundaries,
Straight
though.
up.
I'm glad you do.
100%. I mean, I'll promote this all day, and the funny thing is, she'll tell me, she's like, "Babe, you don't even realize you're about to get more hits now than you ever had before."
Oh, for sure.
That's the most mind-blowing thing because now I'm
For
like
sure.
unattainable with these women. It's like, ooh, let me see if I can just wreck this home real quick.
It's a challenge.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that. I mean, coworkers, one thing, right? Like you're gonna have coworker friends, whatever.
Yeah.
It's got to stay in the work setting, 100%.
still.
Because don't also put yourself out there. Mention your relationship. Maybe I'm just extra, but like this is what I became. You know, I
Yeah.
want to be
Yeah.
open about my relationship. Sorry, as far as the happy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell anybody the other stuff that's going on.
No.
That's between me and her to figure out. I don't want to expose that to anybody, right? It's between me and my woman. I think that should stay in house.
No locker talk.
I
At
love
all.
that.
With your homies, with your female friends, it doesn't matter. You know, it's all healthy talk and positive situations because that's what life is about anyway. It really ain't that serious. So, do I like it? No. Do I want it? No way. So that's just what I'm about now. I mean, to each their own. Maybe it works for y'all, and I'm about that if it works for y'all.
Yeah.
But I can't have that in my situation. I
feel
can't
that.
have it.
Yeah. And I know it's got to be hard for you too, like in the industry that you're in and being a personal trainer,
Oh, for
you
sure.
encounter a lot of women and
Honestly,
Probably booked just to
95%
hang
of
out
my-
with you.
It's crazy.
Do you work
So-
out with your ring on?
One more time? Of course. I like the extra stuff like so. I
left it in my
was like,
gym
what
bag,
would this
man.
do for no reason? Like,
do 5 more reps.
yes, high five. You know what I mean? But like, the crazy thing is, 95% or more of the people I trained in all my years from training, which is like going on 10 plus years now, is literally women. Right. And the crazy thing is sometimes I'll have these women that I train and they'll start as a client. They'll pay this high end dollar. Mind you, once you start with me, we got to finish this task. Like there is no
Yeah.
refunds to your body.
Yeah.
Right. We have a goal to hit. And I can't look like I want to look to you as a trainer professionally unless you do your part.
Yeah.
So I don't like people quitting. It makes me look bad, makes you look bad.
Yeah.
We invested in something.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be that coach to be like, hey girl, what's up? What'd you eat today? Right? But see, the crazy thing
You're going to
is,
be that coach when we see you out in the streets. We're like, oh, God.
yeah, oh my
He's gonna ask
God.
me, like-
Yeah.
Turn the waiter away.
Yeah.
I missed workout on Tuesday. He's going to ask me where
100%. Don't be running, but I know what's up. So,
My
but-
personal trainer caught me at Dirtbags eating like
Hey, those
5
guys are a great
things.
place. I would allow it.
I know.
You would allow it?
I would allow it.
He smoked
I'll
me
be
the
there
next
anyway.
day.
I was like, hey girl, what you doing here?
He's like 5 more reps for that dirt bag.
For real, it's a great place to go. But you know, a lot of them wear like any kind of risque wear, right? So they'll be wearing these little short shorts or whatever it might be, and
Yeah.
trying to stunt, married or not, doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
you know. But I'm not gonna stand behind you while you're doing squats. Like, yeah, girl, good form.
good.
No, I'm gonna rotate myself. I'm in front of you. I don't need to see all that. Once I see your form for your hips are all a little bit. There you go, girl. I'm at the side or the front. There's nothing else to see back here.
God, I am dead.
But you know, honestly, you got to carry yourself as a professional. I tell male trainers that it's the same thing. I said, man, you cannot play with your money. ever. And they'll do that because it's a facade.
Yeah.
But it's not worth it, man, because your credibility means more than that action.
Good.
And, you know, I do get it all the time. I've had women quit training with me because I wasn't going to put it down. I'm like, I'm not here for that.
Wow.
I'm here to
Good.
get your body in shape, and that's it. That's it.
I love that you
Business.
set boundaries. I love that because a lot of men
That's
don't.
good.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Especially in that industry.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, you got to be professional.
Temptations there all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, but it's so crazy to believe that is our time. It's like we start going, it's like you forget that the time is up with such great conversation. And, you know, we always end our show with our glow and grow and affirmation. So if we want to start out with Shay.
Yes. So this week, if I can get to it. Okay. This week for our glow, it's going to be self-awareness. So self-awareness, when you're confident in who you are and you have a strong sense of yourself, you're more capable of bringing positive to the relationship, more understanding to the relationship. And you just have more respect because you have that self-awareness of like who you are, what you bring to the table, what's going on with you, that you don't have to backtrack on that when communicating with your partner because you've got self together. So self-awareness is what's going to help you glow in your relationship.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
What about you, Marina?
I think a lot of what we spoke about this episode and last was how a lot of the trust issues and the baggage that comes with being cheated on, it stems from fear. But a great way to overcome that fear is through vulnerability, right? Having communication and talking through those really hard moments with your partner. So I think something that I want to kind of give to you all and challenge you all to do is be vulnerable not only with your partner, but with yourself. We're right around Valentine's Day, so don't forget to show yourself some self-love and talk about the things that you might not know about yourself, being self-aware and be vulnerable about that so you can continue to grow in your own relationship and with yourself.
Wow, I love that. That's very good. Very well said.
That part. I'll tell you right now.
Oh my God, mine is just so simple.
Affirmations, the best ones are simple. Though.
Yeah, mine is okay. Hold on to your seats, guys. Mine is just I am not defined by someone else's actions. Nice. I am not defined by someone else's actions, and the reason why I chose that is because for the longest, being cheated on, I felt like I was the problem. That I would be cheated on because I was doing something wrong, and that I felt like I was defined as like a woman that wasn't good enough, you know. So just because somebody does something against you or cheats on you, it doesn't define the person that you are. So just remember who you are and learn from it, grow from it, and hopefully you can forgive that person and move forward. So that's my affirmation.
That was beautiful too.
Taqouri, any final thoughts?
Honestly, I'm glad you said that. I appreciate it. Like, I just want to say this has been a beautiful situation. I'm super excited and blessed to be here yet again and to get the opportunity to have this platform to talk to people, to help them, make them self-aware, make the person that they might be with aware of what's going on. And you guys are all queens here I get to sit with, so it's great.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, I think just live your life to the fullest, your relationship, put it all in, you know. Who cares about what might happen or what ifs? Just go all in, man, see what happens. Because anything that you might be able to get through, as you all know, you can get through it if you decide to get through it. You're always going to have something going on with your spouse. It's always going to be a frustration thing. You got to find the right person to be able to do that with.
You're so
There's
right.
only one person you can do that with. Right? But it starts with yourself. So I think you all had great affirmations all about growing and glowing, all that things together, why your show is what it is. I think you're set up for a lot of success, all three of y'all.
Thank you.
Vic included.
And
You know what I mean? You know, have a blessed night. I appreciate y'all.
we appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Just keep doing you. Everything's gonna work out.
There you
Yeah, we
go.
appreciate
Book my man.
You want to tag your Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give 'em-
Tag
give 'em.
Instagram, Taqouri Lott. Taqouri_the_trainer as well. So there's another page of mine. I'll be starting another page too as well. But I'm really excited to see what happens with that. But you guys are amazing. And,
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you again. We really, truly do appreciate you being a guest and providing your perspective. And we wish you nothing but the best with your wedding and your marriage. And hopefully we get invited.
Let's get an invite.
I can promise y'all that. You're all invited. Just want a big wedding, but it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
The limit, I'm not quite sure I get.
Okay.
But y'all will definitely be on the list.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for viewing our show today. Next episode is going to be another good one, so make sure you don't miss it. Thank you. Bye.